Hello, I'm Brooks.
I'm Joe.
And this is another episode of Cantina Reviews.
Today we're talking about things you might have missed in The Last Jedi.
So yeah, people seem to miss some things
Right.
in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, we have like a short list of stuff that apparently people haven't noticed.
Yeah.
I mean, we know some people that didn't quite notice some of these right away. But
Yeah. I'd say it's a good mix of things that people just missed, and then things that people probably didn't know.
Right.
So the books, the Jedi books,
Yeah.
the Jedi texts.
Yeah.
People seem to think that Yoda did actually burn them away.
Right.
And people also probably weren't watching when there was a 10-second scene of Finn in the drawer with the books in the drawer.
Right, yeah. They are on the Millennium Falcon at the end of the movie.
Yes.
It may have been the people that didn't like this movie at this point may have been so blinded by their fury that they had stopped watching.
Yeah, they had some sort of a seizure and they didn't see the screen.
Right.
So right there.
The books are alive and well.
Yes.
And what's interesting about that is, as far as Luke knows, they're burned.
Mm-hmm.
So, interestingly enough, Yoda kind of uses that as a lesson for Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Let him think they're burned, so he moves on.
Yep.
But he knows that Rey has them.
Yes, so Rey can also learn
the
Jedi ways from them.
Right. Or J.J. Abrams will come in and say, nope, the books were burned.
Yeah, the books are burned.
Those
are
are
just
some
books.
other books. Yeah.
Those are just books that you like to read.
Yeah. Okay, so next one. The little boy at the end.
Broom Boy.
Broom boy.
Mm-hmm.
So the boy that they encounter on Canto Bight.
The boy.
And he uses the Force to grab the broom at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Then he walks over and he looks up at the stars, and he's got the ring, and it looks like the broom's a lightsaber. But he does, in fact, use the Force to grab the broom.
Yes.
Which seems to be a big point of contention to people that don't think he used the Force.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely did.
He uses the Force.
Yeah. Which, adds some, possibility to the fact that, Rey's parents are still up in the air.
Mm-hmm.
The director himself has now said that. But if this boy is also a Force user, kind of adds to the fact that she doesn't have to necessarily be someone.
Right, yeah. She could just be somebody that's in tuned. She has a high midichlorian count.
Right, yeah. Someone count those midichlorians.
Yeah, get me a midichlorian test.
Right.
So next is the person that Leia puts in charge when she's, Mary Poppinsing into a hospital bed.
Yeah.
Amy Lynn Haldo. So she is from the Leia book written by Claudia Gray. So it's kind of like, for me, I was like, who is this woman?
Yeah.
Why is she there? And it's like, oh, I've heard about her. Yeah, but what? And it's primarily, kind of backed up that in the Leia book, she's like one of the best friends of Leia.
Yeah, you get to see them meet as kids. They're like interns at the Senate, essentially. Yep. They become friends. They go through all this stuff together, and the friendship really grows over the course of the book. Leia doesn't really like her at first, thinks she's weird with her weird hair.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, they're really good friends.
Yeah, which you can see in Last Jedi.
Right.
Giving her the reins to the fleet, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's not something that you probably missed. It's probably just something that you didn't really know.
Right. Yeah. If you didn't read the book. Which, like you shouldn't necessarily have to read all the books to get the movie.
Right. But it helps.
But having read that book and having some context of, who she is and what their relationship is, just kind of, makes it a little better.
Yeah, it makes it a little more interesting for, those that read it.
Yeah. Next one, something that I thought was cool that I didn't notice, but, I saw online.
Mm-hmm.
When Leia does the whole Mary Poppins thing, when they're in the bridge, there is a hologram thing of Snoke's ship.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get blown up. She Mary Poppins her way in. And when she flies in, she flies through the hologram of Snoke's ship about where Haldo shoots the cruiser through later.
Nice.
So just some nice little foreshadowing.
Yeah. I didn't pick up on that one.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yeah, interesting. So next is Footsteps. Or a lack thereof.
A lack thereof, yeah.
So, we're on Crate. Luke is outside. What was it, after the first barrage of lasers?
Yeah.
Okay. So he goes to walk, and there's no salt kicking up.
Right, yeah, I mean, they make like, every time anything hits the salt, there's bursts of red, and there's red prints, and there's red whatever. When, like, Kylo misses him and slides, there's a red streak.
Yep.
And I didn't quite notice it when I was first watching it. Like, honestly, when I first saw it, the only thing I noticed was that Luke's hair was different.
Right.
That's the only thing I felt was off. And then, like, you get this weird feeling when they show him, like, when he, like, steps and does his stance.
Mm-hmm.
After the first little switcheroo, he, like, steps, and they, like, kind of, like, draw some attention into the fact that he's not leaving footsteps in the salt. And that's, like, you know, a hint that he's not really there.
Yeah.
But that's just, like, a nice little touch.
Yeah, because it's something that you probably wouldn't have picked up on until you realized that he wasn't actually there.
Right.
Because, yeah, like, for me, like, I was just like, oh, he's there. I didn't even think about...
He cut his hair. He wanted to look a little more...
Yeah.
I like I said, I thought his hair looked different, and that was the only thing I was like, well, why?
Yeah.
But I didn't put that much thought into it.
Yeah, no, like I didn't think him walking. I don't know. Yeah, it's weird stuff.
Yeah. Finally, kind of cool. The whole new plot device was that the First Order was able to track them through hyperspace or hyperspeed, which had never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a new form of tech. But what's kind of cool in Rogue One, when Jyn and Cassian are like looking through the files and they're trying to find the file, I guess she's like reading off some of the stuff that's there, and one of them is hyperspace tracking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like a little tidbit that they threw in there.
Yeah, to kind of bring a little callback to Rogue One.
So like the Empire had been working on that.
Yep.
Even way back then, which is kind of
and then they continued it.
Which is kind of cool to think about, actually. Like, there's probably just like you kind of see it with like Galen or so, but like it's probably just like a sect of the Empire that are like just these scientists that are developing new stuff.
Yeah, just against their will.
Against their will.
Against their will, just using their minds to create super weapons. So yeah, I thought that was a fairly good little list of things that you just may not have noticed, or things that were introduced elsewhere but brought into this movie.
Yeah, we might do some more of this. We're gonna look into that Last Jedi visual dictionary, which seems to have a lot of like little pieces of information.
Mm-hmm.
See what we can get out of that. Might be able to get some theories out of that.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
just some other little things in the Last Jedi that are kind of just there.
So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for some more lists.
Yeah.
They'll be coming out.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
So once again, I'm Joe.
I'm Brooks.
And this has been another episode of Cantina Reviews.
And he uses the Force to grab the bloom.
Bloom.